Good morning and welcome to Montgomery County Now, the only podcast where sirens, spreadsheets, and small town secrets collide. We're diving into Montgomery County Sheriff's Office and what's happened in the last few weeks. Spoiler alert, we've been busy. Upcoming events, and yes, there's food involved. And today, our guest, the Director of Economic Development, Ken Rose, is on the hot seat. Don't worry, no interrogation, just the facts, man, just the facts.
Welcome to Montgomery County Now, made of something stronger. The podcast that brings you the latest news, interviews, and a glimpse into the future with Sheriff Jeff Smith. Get ready to dive into the heart of Montgomery County and discover what makes it truly special. From community updates to thought-provoking conversations, this podcast is your window into the pulse of our county. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and join us on this captivating journey with Sheriff Jeff Smith.
Welcome to Montgomery County Now. Love having you here. It's been a little while. Our last show, as you've all seen by now, was awesome video show at Dygert's Farm and Creamery. We got the scoop on the inside of making that fabulous chocolate milk, and I hope you enjoyed that show. It was a lot of fun for us. Ton of data, ton of work involved in creating it and editing it, but came out very well, and super happy to have been out there and spending time with them. Boy, the Sheriff's Office is always busy. You know, I tell you, each and every show how busy we are, and I'm just going to run through a few things to share some things with you. You know, we had International Firefighters Day. You know how I feel about our firefighters. They work hard each and every day and volunteer to help protect our communities. Correction Officer Week, the staff that works in our jail, they work hard each and every day. It's a difficult job, but a very, very important one. Not only do they have to keep the incarcerated individuals safe, but themselves, you know, and sometimes bad things happen in there because there's people that certainly are there because they haven't been able to follow rules, and they don't like to follow rules in the facility either. But for the most part, super proud of everything that happens and how they do their jobs, and they deserve the utmost respect and appreciation. We've had a ton of public demonstrations. We've been out in the public, a large MAD event up at the St. Johnsville School, OESJ, with our partners at Stop DWI and our other law enforcement partners, State Police, Fort Plain Police, St. Johnsville Police, the school district. Great event for the kids, a bunch of different things, trying to teach them about not drinking and driving. Obviously, with prom season and graduation season upon us and just around the corner, that's a message we want to share with everyone. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. You know, mental health is a hot topic across the nation, and something that we pay very close attention to, and we try to support. And we encourage people, if you need help or need assistance, to get that, reach out to us or reach out to one of the providers in our county. Numerous arrests for not only welfare fraud, but domestic violence, DWIs, larcenies, you know, the same things that unfortunately continue to happen, but we continue to work on them and work with our partners to try to keep our county as safe as possible. We've experienced a few phone outages in our 911 center and the dispatch center. A couple of them were optic line related, where they were cut out in the public. Those are out of our control. The most recent one was servers in our computer room that needed to be rebooted for updates. And, you know, thankfully we've had some workarounds to still be able to provide a service, but those are things that we hope we can avoid moving forward. We've had some runaway juveniles, you know, and worked to assist other agencies with some. Thankfully, they've all returned safely. We have none out there right now. But, you know, that's a big problem when someone runs away from home, and making sure we can find them safe and secure and bring them back to their families. Very, very important cases. Blue Friday, certainly the people working hard out there to support family members of lost police officers. We always support that, and I was able to attend this year and share in the camaraderie and the support for those families. Operation Safe Stop, we participated with numerous school districts in the county. We had deputies assigned to school buses to try to hold people accountable when they go around a stopped school bus, which is a very dangerous situation for our children that are loading and unloading those school buses. Something we really need to pay attention to, folks. If you're out there driving, you see a school bus, slow down, pay attention, and stop, and do not ever pass one of them, or we will hold you accountable if we can find you. Preparedness training we held for the public here at our Emergency Operations Center. That's the third one we've held within the last 8 months. We held one in the western part of the county, the eastern part of the county, and this one was centrally located and during the day for people that are not able to attend at night. So that was well attended. Always happy to do that. Our civil office received accreditation from the New York State Sheriff's Association. Maybelline Whipple worked her tail off and did a phenomenal job, and we're super proud of that because it's the first time ever our civil office has received that accreditation, and that means that we operate under the highest set of standards that are out there, and it means that our professionalism and the ability to serve the public, certainly goes by the best policies possible, and that's our goal all the time. We had a work crew out of our correctional facility head out and assist during Earth Day cleanup, picking up trash on our highways. That's always important and always good. Do your part. Make sure you put your items in a garbage can and not out your car window, littering our highways, and get out there and help out if you can. If you see some trash, pick it up. Venison program, we delivered a ton of venison to seniors and veterans throughout Montgomery County. It was a multi-county event. It took place at FMCC. It's a pleasure to deliver those meals and see the smiles and the appreciation of our veterans and our senior population in the county. So great job to Kathy and Tom Georgia and Donnie Wixel, who are the organizers of that event. A couple of our EMS staff, our paramedics, were issued life-saving awards for an EMS call that they responded to in the village of Fonda. They did a phenomenal job and brought a gentleman back who was choking, and they went above and beyond. And yes, it is their jobs to try to save lives each and every day, but the circumstances with this incident, they really, really did a phenomenal job, and that victim actually came for the ceremony and was part of it. So that was certainly very rewarding for all involved. We conducted a boater safety course. As everyone knows, if you're going to operate a boat, you must have that safety course in hand now. That took effect in May. And, you can't do it without it. And you'd be violating the law if you did. And we had a correction officer, Bill Blair, who retired after 27 years of service. So we were able to honor him and have him here at the office and have a little ceremony and give him a plaque and thank him for his years of dedication to our office and our community. All of those things that I tell you each and every time have nothing to do with the arrests that we don't do press releases for, the traffic stops that we issue tickets or verbal warnings for, the traffic complaints, the criminal complaints, the calls for service, the civil office with the evictions and the order protections and the subpoenas and the juvenile transports and assisting our correctional facility with jail transports. So as you can imagine, this is a very busy place each and every day, but we appreciate your partnership and your patience with us. If you have a problem and you need something, reach out and speak with one of our supervisors. We're here to help you. Now we're going to talk to Economic Development Director Ken Rose, who is really the leader of getting economic development here in Montgomery County. He's done a phenomenal job. He works hard each and every day. He's got a team that has attracted business to this county, and I think it's always intriguing and exciting to learn a little bit about that process and how it happens, and maybe we can get him to give us a little bit of a spoiler and tell us that there might be some things in the future. Who knows? But Ken, if you're out there, you can join the podcast. I welcome you to Montgomery County Now.
Thanks, Sheriff. It's nice to be here, and good morning.
Awesome. I appreciate you coming out and taking the time. I know you're a super busy guy, just like every department head in this county, trying to do the right thing for our constituents. But we have seen in my career, Ken, more growth in Montgomery County under your watch, and I feel that it's something you should be super proud of. And I know that last week we went and paid a visit to a building that may be coming to our county, and I'm not asking to give away any secrets, but tell us a little bit about the process.
Yeah, I mean, back with my predecessor, Mike Everly, and the former Board of Supervisors, they had a vision to, bring economic development and planning in-house. And what they created kind of is what we're known as today, which is the Montgomery County Business Development Center. We've kind of held true to that mission. I've been here for over 19 years. Our activities, our responsibilities have changed over the years. Currently, right now, Sheriff, we are staffed to not only the County Industrial Development Agency, the County Capital Resource Corp. We're also staffed to the County Planning Board and the County Ag and Farmland Protection Board. So we do wear a lot of hats. And as you alluded to, I really appreciate the comments, but obviously, as you know, being a leader in the Sheriff's Department and corrections and everything, that you can't do anything without a strong support staff around you. And that's really where a lot of the credit credit lies. We just kind of steer the ship, and they do a lot of the work for us to push that along. But yeah, with regards to the 5S corridor, I think you kind of alluded to it. We've been very successful up in that corridor. We took basically started under my predecessor. We took basically farmland. We acquired that through the county and the County Industrial Development Agency. You have to run, but there's a lot that goes into it. You have to run water and sewer up through there, and those are all costs. So, it takes grant funds to do that. It takes the support of the former Board of Supervisors and the ongoing support of the county legislature, which they've been tremendously supportive of economic development in this office over the years, since the inception of the Montgomery County Charter. And then so from there, what we do is, we work with our various networks of site selectors, New York State, real estate brokers that we've established relationships with throughout the years. And through targeted marketing to our industry clusters, that's how we try to attract businesses. I mean, there's been many, many times that we've been shortlisted that the general public doesn't know about, that we've worked 4 or 5 months on to try to get somebody up into our county. And, we've lost out to an adjacent state, or potentially even, some other county within New York State. So when you get those wins that we've kind of had up in the corridor, where, there's a lot that goes into it. That's 2-3 years of planning before you even get a shovel into the ground. So that's what we're looking at. And, you kind of alluded to it too, up in that corridor. We are running out of space up there because of our success, which I guess is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because we need land to grow, and it's a matter of targeting the next potential around built up infrastructure throughout within the county, right? So we're not taking up a lot of farmland because it's already being absorbed by all these solar arrays that are going up. Yeah, you were on our visit with us last week, Sheriff. You and Justin from the Sheriff's Department. We had the county exec with us. We went to look at when it's public. Amazon is looking to build a 3.2 million square foot distribution center that's going to be really highly robotic in the town of Florida, basically across the way from Target right now, on about 130 acres of land there. It's going to be well over a $300 million project, and they're going to be looking to create 750 jobs. They were just at the town of Florida Planning Board last night. They did a presentation. There'll be a public hearing coming up at the town of Florida Planning Board with regards to the project at their next month meeting, I believe, and hopefully everything goes well there, and potentially there could be a groundbreaking sometime in the fall at that location. So that's exciting news. It's a huge investment by a top Fortune 5 company. So those types of projects are, they're really nice, and it shows that they're coming here because they've seen the success we've had, right? They've worked with the town of Florida. The town of Florida has been very progressive and has worked well with us as far as developing those parks, and a tremendous amount of gratitude should go out to the local municipality, because without them and their vision in that corridor as well, nothing's going to happen, just because it's it's home rule law. So I mean, if a town doesn't want it, a village doesn't want it, I mean, we're not gonna force it down their throat. So they've been a tremendous partner with the county and economic development for the past couple of decades as it relates to that corridor.
Well, I gotta tell you, I'm super excited. One, I appreciate the opportunity to go, because I'm a firm believer that businesses, if they see a sheriff's office or a law enforcement presence that is willing to be involved and willing to try to keep employees safe and our highways safe, I think that's always part of the equation. And the more jobs we add to the county, the more people who build homes, the more people that spend money in our county, the more people that travel in and around our county, and all of that certainly should benefit our local taxpayers and our tax base countywide. And you talk about the 5S corridor, when you got Dollar General, right, Alpenhaus, Target, Beechnut, and now Amazon, if this comes to fruition, and Dollar General is building a new structure for refrigeration, correct?
Yeah, they are. We're actually, the subdivision map for that project was signed yesterday by the town planning board. So we'll be filing that sometime today at the county clerk's office, and hopefully here within the next couple of weeks, we'll move to a closing with them. And that project there is it's a 163,000 square foot facility, a $75 million project, and another 150 jobs. And Sheriff, you alluded to the potential housing that comes along with it because of the buzz that Amazon and Dollar General have created recently, and their new businesses coming. Those are new jobs that are coming potentially to the community. We've had housing developers reach out to us, so they're actively looking at the area for that, and that's a good thing because what that's going to do is it's going to add obviously tax base to the
Sure.
municipalities and the county and the school districts that they're moving into. And one thing we've started to focus on at the county level too, and through this office is housing. I mean, through the past several decades, as you know, we haven't had a very diverse housing stock. And the younger generation and even the older generation is looking to jump into lower maintenance, apartment type, condo type living. So what we've done is we've kind of focused on that a little bit, and we've had some success there. I mean, you have the Dutch Hollow Active Adult Living Apartments that's up on Golf Course Roads. That's almost completely constructed. Those are
And they filled instantly, right? The ones
they
that were
they did.
available. Yeah.
They did. It was great. And then over the past month, you saw Echo Flats at Log City, which is a 168 unit market rate, energy efficient, $36 million project, which broke ground at on Log City Road at the intersection of Log City Road. So in the town of Amsterdam. So I mean, development breeds development, activity breeds activity. So, it's important that not only do we have that type of diverse housing stock, because what we've seen as we've met with, we meet with everybody within the business community. And sometimes a lot of their higher professional level people, we don't have the housing stock they're looking for. So they'll go back to Saratoga, they'll go back to the Capital District. So, our goal is it's two-faceted. You bring the jobs, but then you want them to stay here. You want to keep that
Yeah.
disposable income that they have and regenerate that and spend that back into your community. Because that's in the end, that's what it's all about. And I think that's the next phase of this, and we're really excited about the direction and the future of the county.
That's awesome. I'll tell you, years ago, of course, we've all been around the county for quite a while, but years ago, we really didn't have this development, and we just couldn't get out from under that stigmatism that there's nothing here. And but boy, how things have changed, and times are exciting. And folks, this is good stuff happening to the county, and you know, it'll increase the quality of your services. It'll increase the bottom dollar for you, hopefully on your taxes. It'll just make it a destination place, which is really what we are. There's so much to offer in this county. And I know you're marketing the old beach nut site in Canajoharie, and I'm confident that you'll be successful at that at some point in time. You just want to find the right fit. I get that. And certainly the village is very concerned about that. And it's a work in progress. And there has to be patience with these things as well.
Yeah, and we are, Sheriff. We're concentrating. I mean, we've had a tremendous amount of success in the eastern part of the county, right? So we are really focusing on, there's some good things happening in the western part of the county. The old Nelliston School has received several grants to convert that it's owned by the village of Nelliston, to convert that into a daycare.
Daycare,
Childcare is
yeah.
a huge issue in the county. So they're going to be going out to bid again on that project, and hopefully that project comes to fruition because that's important. And in relation to the Exit 29 site, I mean, there's a purchase sale agreement in place with the county and Penrose developers with regards to a housing project on the western side of that site. And we currently are fielding leads, some pretty strong leads with regards to the eastern part of that site. I mean, we have to. It's been vacant for so long. The county has had it. It's been off the tax rolls. We have to get that site back on the tax rolls and get some jobs into that area. So, we're looking forward to continuing to work on that site and doing what we can.
Awesome. Well, I know water and sewer are very, very important part of the process, and those municipalities that have it and share it and are willing to apply for the grants in conjunction or partnership with you to get it run so that you can do your job is appreciative. And Ken, I want to thank you, and I want you to thank your team on behalf of me, but everyone in this county, because it's making a difference. It's made a difference. It's exciting times in the future. And I want you to know it doesn't go unnoticed.
Appreciate that, Sheriff, and I'll pass that word along.
And thank you for joining me today on the show. Folks, what a great job they're doing there at Economic Development, and all the hard work that Ken Rose and his team do each and every day. So if you see him, thank him. Share the positive message that's coming out of this county with your friends and family, especially when they live in other areas, or if you know developers or anything like that. Share that positive message and become part of the solution and not part of the problem. So thank you, Ken. Have a great day, and thanks for joining us today on Montgomery County Now.
Thank you, Sheriff.
All right, now we lead up to the portion of the show where we talk about some events coming up. This show, once it's posted, will be a little bit past Mother's Day, but I would be remiss if I didn't say Happy Mother's Day to the mothers out there. That's coming up. Mother's Day should be every day. So regardless of what the date is, realize that moms hold a special spot in all of our hearts. We're looking at May 17th is a 250-year celebration of freedom at the St. Catherine Shrine at 10 a.m., which is on State Highway 5 in the town of Mohawk, just west of the village of Fonda. So check that out. It's a big celebration. They're going to do a raise a pole event, and a lot going on there that day. May 18th is opening day of Fort Clock from 10 to 4 up in St. Johnsville. Another great historic location in Montgomery County. May 25th is Tribes Hill Fire Department's annual breakfast and then Memorial Day parade. That's 11 o'clock in the morning. The parade's just after. The breakfast is before that. And then at the Town of Florida Memorial site in the Town of Florida is the Memorial Day service at 2 p.m. that same day on May 25th. And then certainly Monday, May 26th, Memorial Day, there are a ton of events. Get out there, folks, and support our veterans that have paid the ultimate sacrifice on Memorial Day. There's parades in St. Johnsville. There's parades in Fonda, Fultonville, parades in Glen, Hageman, a parade in Charleston later in the day at 4 o'clock. So the entire county, and we will try to be at every one of these events as we do every year, just with a presence. And I will certainly be at some of them personally myself. But can't say enough about our veterans, and certainly the ones that have paid the ultimate sacrifice for their family and friends for the suffering that they've gone through. But we thank them for their dedication and service and ultimate commitment. And that's going to wrap it up for today's show. Thanks for joining us today on Montgomery County Now. As I always end up by saying, please be patient, leave early, take your time, be courteous to one another. Call us at 518-853-5500 for any of your needs, and 911 for emergencies. We are not perfect, folks, but we're here to work hard and try to do the right thing. And we want to hear from you if we can improve or if we've done something right. And we appreciate you. Have a great day. Hopefully the weather gets a little better for us here and we start to enjoy some nice spring, early summer sunshine. Be safe, and I'll talk to you in a few weeks. Take care.
Thank you for tuning in to Montgomery County Now, made of something stronger. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and gained valuable insights from our interview and updates. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast to stay connected with Sheriff Jeff Smith and never miss an episode. Join us next time as we continue to explore the stories, people, and events that shape Montgomery County. Until then, remember, we are made of something stronger.